Welcome to Banchory Academy. My name is Michelle Skellen and I'm one of the deputy heads here. I've made you this presentation to tell you a wee bit about our school. It's a strange time and we're very aware that our new S1 pupils will miss out on things this term. The start of S1 is a great time of change and we want to work with you to support them as best we can. By the end of this presentation, I'm hoping you'll have a flavour of our school and we'll have some of your questions answered. Feel free to share it with your child. Towards the end of the presentation, there'll be information and a guide to what happens next so that your child can access all of the online activities we're preparing for them over the next few months. We don't know what the future holds and there's lots of questions that I can't answer about what school will look like next year. But please be assured we'll do our very best to support our new S1s, and as soon as we have any information, we'll let you know. The staff at Banchory are very kind and they go out of their way to care and accommodate our young people. There are 4 of us in the senior leadership team. Judith is our rector and there are 3 deputy rectors. We all have very different roles and responsibilities, so you might speak to each one of us at different times over the course of your child's schooling. The guidance team have pastoral responsibility for the young people. Each child is assigned a house when they arrive into S1 and they stay in that house all throughout their school career. The guidance teacher is the head of the house and they remain with them. Guidance would be your first port of call as a parent if you have any issues. The guidance team know their pupils well. They see them every week in PSE and they have individual interviews with them over the course of the year. And they discuss things with them like subject choice. The guidance team disseminate information to the staff where needed and have an overview of both the academic and the social picture of the child. We're currently in the process of allocating our S1 classes. This is a long job with up to 160 pupils to place in register classes and teaching sets. Pupils are usually placed in the same house as their sibling, so there's a family link and the guidance teacher can build strong relationships with the family. This year there will be 9 groups of 20 for practical classes like science, music and home economics, and 6 groups of 30 for non-practical classes, for example maths, English and social subjects. We meet with primary 7 teachers and we use information from them to help us build the classes. Pupils will be with someone from their primary school, but they won't necessarily be with their best friend. In our experiences, classes made in this way work really well. Within the first few days, pupils begin to form new friendships, and before long they can't even remember who was in their primary school. This will be especially daunting this year with all the uncertainty and the lack of a physical link week, but however, as the roadmap for what school looks like in the future becomes clearer, we'll be working hard to plan for our S1 pupils to have friendship building opportunities and meet their classmates and their guidance teachers before they physically start with us. In a similar way to all Aberdeenshire secondary schools, we have principal teachers of guidance and principal teachers of faculty. They have distinct roles in supporting the education of our young people, and this table shows where their responsibilities lie for each teacher. We have a pupil briefing each week so that information is regularly shared between guidance and faculties, and this ensures that our pupils are well supported across the school. If your child or young person requires any additional support with their learning at any point in their school career, our Additional Support for Learning team is equipped to help them. Angie Walker leads this team and we have Additional Support for Learning teachers and pupil support assistants to work with individuals and small groups. We have a pupil support worker and going forward we'll have a school counsellor who can meet individually with youngsters who need an opportunity for emotional support. The Additional Support for Learning team maintains our confidential folder, and this is a document that details the support needed for individual pupils. There is support given to help pupils access exams, and the ASL team carry out assessments and contribute to planning meetings for the pupils. Pupils in S1 are in the broad, general phase of their education. We call this the BGE. They will remain learning a broad range of curricular areas until the end of S3, where they'll enter the senior phase and begin their national qualifications. This slide shows the curricular areas that they'll study. This is in common with pupils in all Scottish schools and ensures that they have a secure knowledge and bank of skills to build on when they enter the senior phase. Our school day consists of 6 periods, which are usually split up like this. Pupils have a 20-minute interval in the morning and a lunch break of about an hour. Pupils are not allowed off campus at interval, and S1 pupils will remain in school over lunchtime until approximately the February break. This helps them make healthy lunch choices in our school canteen. It establishes good routines of attending extracurricular activities at lunchtime, and it helps them build secure friendships. The times of the school day have changed this year because of COVID restrictions, and we'll let you know the exact timings of the school day before you arrive in August. Each pupil is given an individual timetable to show them where they should be throughout the school day. We recommend that pupils take a photograph of this and keep it on their phone, and that families take a copy and stick it on their fridge. It can be a challenge for the new S1 pupils to remember what they need to bring on what day, so it's important for parents to support them with packing their bag and checking their equipment. Whilst this level of organisation is an important skill, and we really hope to foster it in our S1 pupils, please reassure your child that the teachers are kind and they'll not be cross with them if they sometimes forget something or get in a muddle. S1 pupils often worry about getting lost in this big new building, and I would imagine that's a real worry for them this year, as they're not going to get the same amount of visits as they would usually do. However, we have a few things in place to help them. They'll have access to an interactive map online, which will show the building layout and the layouts of the departments. Please have a look at this map with your child and maybe set them wee challenges. How would you get from geography to maths? Where is science? Can you show me where the toilets are? I'd also encourage you to have a walk around the outside of the building with this map so they can get a feel for where things are. We've made a film of the inside of the building, and it would be good for you and your son or daughter to look at this together. There'll be a chance for you to come for empty building visits and maybe do a treasure hunt inside the building. And when your young person comes in August, I'll have lots of senior buddies on hand to help them get from class to class. People are always worried about getting lost, and then after a few weeks of being here, they're shocked at how well they know the building. The details of our school uniform are on this slide and are also a link to our suppliers. We've checked, and the company who supplies our uniform is still working even in this lockdown, and they're happy for you to place orders. Usually we would have samples at reception so that pupils can try for size before they order. However, currently this isn't possible, but the company will accept returns and exchanges should you purchase the wrong size. We're a uniformed school, and wearing uniform is important for many reasons. It gives the young person a sense of pride and belonging. It helps us with safety, and it stops pupils feeling pressured to wear branded items. Please support your child to wear their uniform when they attend the academy. The PE uniforms are in house colours. Pupils will find out their house before the summer holidays and orders can be placed then. There's no problem if pupils don't have their PE colours when they start. They can just wear a sports top until it arrives. Pupils also need a school bag. Most of them bring a rucksack, as it is strong and easy to carry. They'll need a pencil case with pens and pencils to write with. All other equipment is in school for them to borrow, but lots of pupils choose to bring additional colouring pens, highlighters, a calculator, although each department will give them information about what they need. The Parent Council are running a school uniform exchange this year, and the details can be seen on this slide. I would really encourage you to use this facility. There's an awful lot of unworn Banchory Academy uniform hanging around because of the amount of time that pupils have spent out of school. it would be a really good idea to help with recycling and reduce waste if we all swapped uniforms rather than going out and buying brand new ones. We actively discourage young people bringing expensive items to school. We don't have insurance to cover loss or breakage, and things like AirPods are really small and could get lost in the guddle of 900 pupils. Expensive phones, watches and other devices are also risky. Pupils do bring their phones to school and they're allowed to keep them in their pocket or their bag throughout the day. They must be switched off in class, and we have been known to confiscate phones to be kept at the office if they're being a distraction. Pupils must not film or photograph each other or their teachers without permission, and they must be very cautious about what they're posting online and on social media. These issues are regularly addressed in PSE classes throughout their time at school. However, I would encourage you to have a conversation about with your child about safe and responsible phone use before they come to the academy. We have a wide range of extracurricular activities for pupils to opt into, and we encourage them to do this. This link shows you what was on in previous years. I've included pictures. I wonder if your child can understand which picture is what activity. We have put together a plan to support your child and their transition throughout the next few months. Before the Easter holidays, they'll all receive a handout from their primary school, which is a welcome letter from me about things that will be going on at Banchory Academy. I'm going to encourage everyone to join the P7 team. Instructions about joining that will be on the next slide. This is a really important source of information. It will be populated with things over the coming weeks, like videos and virtual tours. There'll be introductions from departments and from senior pupils and information from buddies. We'll upload things most weeks, so keep on checking. The front page is for chat, a wee bit like Facebook. Please make sure your child doesn't write anything rude. But we do encourage them to say hello and to give us an emoji. We can pick up questions and we'll try and answer them. There'll be things in the files tabs, like this presentation and other wee films, so have a scroll through and feel confident using that team. In May, a guidance teacher will visit your son and daughter's class, hopefully in person, but it might have to be virtually, and they will answer as many questions as they can about life at the academy. During the week of the 7th to the 11th of June, I'm going to be running empty building tours at Banchory Academy. Pupils will be given a time slot to visit the academy when the academy is empty. It'll be after school, early evening. They'll be required to come with one parent and will be required to keep the groups separate, as we can't mix children from different primary schools. There'll be displays from departments, treasure hunt activities and senior pupils around to answer questions and point people in the right direction. In June, all pupils will have a virtual PSE lesson with their guidance teacher. They'll be given a time slot and they'll join online, and they'll be able to talk to the other people in their class and get to know some of their new classmates. This will be after school and will need to be done from home. This slide shows what you need to do so your child can access the online transition programme. You need to know your child's Glow email address and then log on to Glow. All children have access to their Glow email address and have been using this platform for their online learning. If you don't know the child's Glow email address, please ask their P7 teacher. Once you've logged on to Glow, you can download the Microsoft Teams app to the pupils' Launchpad. Lots of pupils use Teams for their current online learning, so this won't be difficult. But if your school uses a different platform, this is the time to start to get familiar with Teams. When you are on the Teams page At the top right hand corner there'll be the option to join a team. When you see that option, if you type in this code, you'll become a member of the team. This is the front page of the team. I've written a wee post and I've included a wee video, and I'm encouraging everyone to come on and say hello. If you click on that video, it's a wee Welcome to Banchory Academy video, and then I'd like everyone to say hello on the team. Over the next few months, we'll be putting more videos on this team. Your P7 teacher, if they have chance in school, might look at some of these films with their class, but you can look at them from home, and I encourage the pupils to be coming back to each of the little films and getting familiar with what the Academy is going to be like. I'm sure you've had information overload by now. So I've included a few useful links that you can click on and get some of your other questions answered. We're so looking forward to meeting your child and welcoming them to their new school. As daunting as this next stage is, I can assure you that we'll do everything we can to help them settle and feel secure in their new environment. Thank you for listening.